back to do another video. Have any earbuds, AirPods, if you're on a PC, you might want to turn it down. Have a singing bowl. I'm bringing a singing bowl. First thing first, like, subscribe, share. Send this video out to your friends, those that are vibing and that are on the same, speaking the same frequency, that sort of thing that you are. Yeah, hit the notification bell when new videos have been posted. You'll get notification that these videos have been dropped, or a new video has been dropped. This is like my third time doing this video, and I can't seem to get it right, but I'm going to try to get it right on this one and try to get my point across, and trying to kind of halfway have you understand what I'm trying to say. But I'm going to read this singing bowl, and here we go. I'm going to light this Palo Santo. Try this again for the third time. All right. The third, hopefully final time I'll be trying to do this video. This video is about life lessons and what we are sent here to learn. But it's not only just life lessons, it's what the world would have you to believe and to conform to. And it's not just the world, it's those that are running this world would have you to believe that life lessons are supposed to be the way that they are, and they're really not supposed to be. Because in my studies and in my beliefs, and from what's being told to me spiritually, basically, this world was supposed to be an oasis. This world was supposed to be where all races come together. And when I say races, I don't mean just beings that are from this planet. I mean beings that are from all over the galaxies, all over the cosmos, all over the universe, all over all over the heavens. But anyway, life lessons, and what they want us to conform to. And which we all know, 9 to 5. Be subservient, follow in line, military, boots, this sort of thing. The people that are supposed to be on this earth, they're here to thrive, not to suffer, not to be just put just as another number. It's the same thing like these robot robots that they're now coming out with, and and it's becoming just like the movie I, Robot. You know, if these beings can't control the beings that are on the planet, what better for them to do than to create AI or create something that they can control? Um, Eventually, these things tend to do just like humans. It's just going to repeat itself. You know, it started out with the GGs or geekies, whatever you want to call them, but they are from the powers that be. Uh, they were trying to control them at that time when they first came to this world and was mining for gold. And then there was a great war break out, but the GGs, they didn't last. So then they call themselves tinkering with humans, you know, and trying to make a slave race out of humans. Were they successful? Yeah. Did it last? It lasts for quite a bit of time, but they still have them still under slave. I mean, under being enslaved because controlling someone's life and what they can do and what they cannot do. And we can say school systems not giving them inadequate people or people that are qualified to handle special cases. That way, someone can make something of their life, but it's already pre designed, pre programmed that they will hold you down, they will hold you back, they will have you to adapt to situations instead of um, evolving past the situation. They will have you to conform to that situation and to adapt to that situation instead of you reaching that higher pinnacle and a higher level is what they try to keep you from doing. And we all know that um, this is what the powers that be want. They want you to be subservient. They want you to come to them. They want to have the control over your life and what goes on in the world. They want to be able to control and say, you can't have this, you can't do that, you can't do this. But see, that also comes down to school systems and how they program the little young children of their limit. Not sky's the limit, their limit. So life lessons are hard, and that's what we're sitting here to do is go through our life lessons. But why were we put here with the fallen ones? I don't know. I can't answer that question, but those fallen ones are the ones that are the powers that be, and they want to control every aspect of your life and your being of what you're here to do, and what more to do but to blind you with all of this stuff that they have going on in the world today, because they're keeping your mind occupied from what your real true life lesson is supposed to be. Because this world is supposed to be an oasis, it's not supposed to be a world of suffering. And your life lesson is to suffer and go through the worst suffering ever known to man. And we're talking about from the time of slavery, on up. Now they're creating lifelike robots, and it's like just one more thing for them to control. But just the same as they lose control of other people, they're going to lose control of these robots. And who's going to stop the robots? They are. Not when they become. Not when they. Not when it becomes a mind of its own. You won't stop it. You will not stop what's happening or what's going on. So, life lessons. Make your own way. Let no boundary stand in your way. Push the envelope and push back hard, because this is the only way you're going to achieve anything is to push back hard, because you can't do it softly. You have to make a mark. You got to make a stand and say, I'm not going to stand for this anymore. I don't want to be controlled by the government. I don't want to be controlled by AI. I don't want to be controlled by what's going on in the world today. I don't want to be controlled by the news. I don't want to be controlled by what's being spoken, on YouTube, on the internet, or I don't want to be controlled. I saw something on, and I saw something on the video, and I heard about it, and I know they talked about it in the beginning, but I'm gonna give you a little bit of scenario. Elon Musk says that he has this chip that he wants to use, but this chip is for people to put in their head, put on their brain. And just imagine, I know you guys probably saw Universal Soldier, how they would shut these people down. The same thing. What is it? The Matrix. Uh, how these people just dropped after either unplugging them or whatever it may be. Just imagine, iRobot gets strong. It begins to have its own mindset, and it wants to take over. Here you're running around with a chip in your head attached to your brain, and this is like being conformed. This is next pinnacle of conformment. You'll be just like them, but the only difference is you'll be a Unisol, and that's like a military type tactical Unisol. They put this thing in your head, in your brain, attach it to your cerebral cortex, and the next thing you know, you're running around like a Unisol, like a soldier, being controlled. And then once, what is it called? One world government, or you could say God's eye, whatever you want to call it, because this is what's happening, and this is what's going on, and this is prophecy, and this is what's supposed to happen. So You got this chip in your head to make you more smarter, all this other kind of stuff. People that's not able to use limbs that they're able to use, people that's not able to walk, it's able to bypass and go over this, go over that. But with satellites, with these 5G towers, it's nothing to stop them from sending things through the ley lines to tap into your chip to have you do exactly what they want you to do. This is just next level control, which I can see these things happening. People want to be more smarter. I get it. I get it. But the thing is they want immortality. They want to live for eternity. Your light is eternity. Some of you, some of you that do have light, your light is eternal. So you'll continue to live. You just may not be in that body, but you'll continue to live. I know my video is taking a turn to, um, but it's all the same. It's all running in the same aspect of what I'm trying to say is being conformed and life lessons. Because every movie you watch give you something of what they have planned or what's to come. So, like I said, you run around with a chip in your head, and this is just next level conformment. Uh, transference of your subconscious to a robot that wants to be human, that doesn't know what it means to be human. I mean, there are going to come to the time to where they're thinking that being what is it called, being they call it something, transhumanism. uh, they thinking about becoming transhuman, that they will live forever. I don't know if you guys remember the movie with what is it called? Is it Out of Time? Something to do with the time, and it has to do with this singer, and I think his mother has some kind of, like, she has a heart, that transplant heart, but it's machine wise. And he has to get to her, he has to run to her, and he has to put his arm to her wrist to give her back life, to give her back time. Just think about this stuff. Just think about all the stuff you've seen. It's Justin Timberlake. I mean Justin, something like that. Justin, the white boy. Oh, I don't want to say that. The Caucasian kid. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Um, uh, but you get what I'm saying. Just pay attention to the movies. You know what they're gonna come out with. You know what they're how they're taking the world. You know how they're taking the world. If you pay attention and you learn enough and you see enough in this world, you would exactly see what's happening and what's going on. And it's not sorry to say, but we're close to being okay. At the time back then, they had Nephilim, they had giants. They've been playing cartoons, I mean, for a very, very long time. And Gundam Wing and all these other ones, Transformers. These beings are Nephilim. So they're basically just changing it over to a robot. You know what I'm saying? Those that are trying to live longer, they're trying to transplant their subconscious over into a robot because they're trying to cheat death. That's basically what's going on. They're trying to cheat death, or they're trying to live for eternity. Um, but this is what they want. They want you to conform to what they, have or what they're doing. You know, if you look at Will Smith and in this movie where he plays iRobot, and of course he must have lost his arm because when he found out that he had this going on in his arm, he had this spray, and this woman saw it. He had this spray, and he sprayed it over his arm. But this is what will get a lot of people because people that cannot walk, people cannot, they don't have the loss of limbs or whatever, and especially those that are in the military, they're gonna easily conform to transhumanism easily, and like I saw in this thing, Elon Musk, people that cannot see this, that was born and never was able to see, and how this chip will, reroute itself and go a different direction, and when you start looking at these things that they're showing on TV and you're remembering all of these different movies, you see which way they're taking the world. Eventually, we will have giants back on this earth again. The only difference is they'll be a robot, you know, but it won't be just the robots. There will literally be Nephilim that will come back because they're not necessarily living on the earth, they're actually on their own planet. And some have moved to the inner earth. But, and I know I'm getting way off course about life lessons, but they want us to conform to the world. And this is something that the Almighty does not want because they want you they want you to stray from the Almighty. So basically, they're offering you their cup. They're offering you that blood sacrifice to take what they're giving versus they're trying to eliminate the possibility of you knowing who the Almighty is. They're trying to put as much fear into those that want to know who the Almighty is. Um, and they want you to conform to what they have in the world. That's why it says in the Bible, about not being of the world, you know. basically for you to endure hardship, endure suffering, endure pain, endure, sorrow, guilt, uh, because this is what they want. They want you to be a broken down vessel so you can come to them. So then they have that control. So once they give you something, they expect you to come back begging, for their help, because this is what they want. They want you to depend on them. That's what the government wants. That's what the powers that be wants. They want you to come to them. They want you to, and it's not that they want to take care of you. It's that they want to have control over you. So if they control the money, they control the food, they control the water, they control the power that you use, electricity and everything. They control the skies. They control what you see in the skies. Because it's just a veil, and it's getting thinner and thinner every day. But it's just a form of control. And it's life lessons that you have to learn. But falling into this trap of conforming is the problem. For me, I refuse to fall into a trap. I don't want anything from the government. The only thing I want is a pass out of the United States. Because, and I'm not saying somewhere else would be better than here, but what I'm saying is there's a lot of playing going around and suffering going on around and seeing what the world and how the world is becoming. It's all written. It's all written. It's all written in Revelation. Because when he talks about the balance, the scales, that is the control, that is the government controlling what they give, how much money they give you. There's stimulus check this, stimulus check that, insurance policies, and all this other kind of stuff. It's just a way to all have control. And even more so when you talk about this chip, putting it to your brain. This kind of thing is not supposed to be, but it's written. This is not what the Almighty had intended. And if a lot of you don't wake up and start making your own way, making your own money, pushing back fall subservient to the powers that be. And they're making you conform because why? You know, they have things that they can try to control what you think, how you feel, control your mood. The world is going so crazy, and people they don't even understand why. Most people, they curse the Almighty, or they curse their God, which is the fallen ones, which is, you know, they curse them, but they're not cursing the Almighty. They're cursing their God because of all the things that are happening. And you're asking why? You ever ask yourself, what karma did the person do? What past karma they paying for? And this person is taken or gone. But it's not only that, it's just those that are playing around in their energy. Because they feel and they know that they can do whatever they want to do. These beings, they can do whatever they want to do. They can manipulate you in any kind of way they want. But the ones that they're manipulating are the ones that are weak. You have to make your own way. I said this in one of my other videos. You have to start learning. Oh yeah, and another thing that's going to control is medicine. You know, this is all a form of control. You know, and I know I've been saying it, and I have not looked into it yet. But different roots, different trees, different herbs, um, different things for medicine. But if you're living right, you're eating right, these things are of the past. You don't really need them if you're eating right. You don't really need these medicines if you are doing the right thing, and it's eating right. Because if you're consuming your ancestors, the one thing that they said you could eat is shorten your life. Another way of form of control. And it's not just in the food, it's in the water too. Take the fluoride, for instance. They've been having fluoride in water for a long time to take your way of communication to the Almighty. And that is through your first eye, your mind's eye. So, life lessons. We go through life, we learn, and what we learn is hardship. What we learn is what they want us to learn. what they want us to see, what they want us to experience, how they want us to experience hardship. And the hardest hardship that we can endure, because it doesn't, it doesn't stop. It continues until you either encased in stone or you're within the earth. It's only time to stop. Because that's what they're trying to do, run you into the ground. The less people on the earth, the more the food can stretch, the more the water can stretch, the more the resources can stretch. The more that they put you in the ground or in a what is it, a stone box. Some people are not buried. Some people are in a, as you could say, a sarcophagus, or in a tomb that is up above the ground. So, yeah. Life is simple. I've said this many times. Make choices and you don't look back. Keep moving forward. Always look up. Always. I would try not to be the best thing I could say is start paying attention. If you would read Revelations, you would see where we're at. You would really see where we're at and how long that you have. And the time is ending. Like I said, these people want to prolong time. Which in the heavens there is no such thing as time. Life lessons to be subservient. That's your life lesson. To be subservient to powers that be. To follow what they want you to follow. Because they control everything. They control everything you watch, everything you see, where you go. Because they have the technology to mess with your subconscious. Whisper things in your ear. Make you angry, make you happy, make you sad. They have that. place you in certain places where you don't need to be. Wrong place, wrong time. Because they have that control. Because they're able to do this from the fourth with manipulation. And if you put your faith in the Almighty, stand firm, make your own way, don't depend on them. Depend on the Almighty and yourself, because that's basically all you have. Once you fall subservient to them, that's it. That's another thing. Cell phone. Giving away like hotcakes. And people are giving their information, their social security number, ID number. If they got Medicaid or whatever kind of card they have, they're giving it to them. Another way to track you. But if they give you that mark, which it could be the chip, but it's in your head. That's why they said it's either going to be in your hand or it's going to be on your forehead. Well, a chip is going to be in your head, so if it lights up in the front, it's on your forehead. Well, this is just another form of way of control. It's their way of living for eternity. And the fallen ones is very, very technological sound. So they already have conformed to trans, I don't know what you want to call it for them, because these beings are not from here. But they're so far advanced that they have already well, they're not human. They've already turned themselves into robots, almost practically. I know you remember the Star Trek, the Borg. You know, you just look at all of this stuff, man. You just laugh about it. You would just laugh about the stuff that they're doing and what's going on. You would just laugh about it because it's playing out right in front of your face. They were talking about putting a chip, I think it was in the hand or something like that, to where people can go to work and they swipe their hand or do whatever. You know, that's in the Bible as well. Can't buy nor sell. And that's also in the Bible. Because they want you to fall subservient. That's your life lesson, is to fall subservient to the powers that be of this planet. I mean, you think about all this stuff, man, you name it. You see it. Because the older generation catches on. You know, those that are in their 50s, I would say 40s, going up into their 80s, 70s, they start to see. But I'll say those that are not awakened will not see it, but those that are truly awakened will see what's going on. It's like a movie is playing out right in front of your face. Your whole life is like that movie with Jim Carrey, and you know, he didn't know his whole life was a movie. Same thing. You look at the stuff and you can't help but laugh at it because you see exactly what's going on. And especially those that are awakened, you see what the plan and what the plot is and what they're trying to do. I got one tip for you. Donald Trump will be back in office. I feel it very strongly. Because it's going to be such a great depression. And this is prophecy. They're going to need him. And the reason why is because he is a great businessman. But for me, I don't get into that kind of politics stuff because I'm not controlled by that. But I just see it happening. That's what I see. Because they're going to need someone to come forth to pull the world out of great turmoil. Whether this will be during this tribulation, 7 year, I'm not sure. But, yeah. This is going to conclude my video. Like, subscribe, share, hit the notification so you know when new videos have been dropped. Each one teach one. Wanted to get this video over with before my family wakes up and making all this different noise in the background. But yeah. Lion of Judah, ancestor of the Lyrians.